Who are the Filipinos? Where did they come from? And how did their languages evolve across thousands of islands? To truly understand the Filipino people, we must journey far back in time. We need to peel back the layers of history, long before the arrival of foreign ships, before the first words were ever etched into stone or parchment, and even before the name Philippines was ever spoken. Our story begins, not with a date, but with the land itself, a sprawling archipelago of over 7,000 islands, forged by volcanic fire and carved by the patient hand of the sea. This is a world of staggering biodiversity, where dense jungles meet pristine coastlines, and mountains touch the clouds. For millennia, these islands existed as a vibrant, unnamed tapestry of cultures and communities, each shaped by its unique environment. Their histories weren't written in books, they were woven into textiles, chanted in epics, and navigated by the stars. This is where the soul of the Filipino identity was first nurtured, in the deep, resonant silence of prehistory, waiting for the first human footsteps to echo through its forests. This is the world we must enter to find our beginning. Our story begins in a world vastly different from the one we know today. A time deep in the Pleistocene epoch, the planet was in the grip of an ice age, a period when massive glaciers locked up much of the Earth's water, causing sea levels to plummet dramatically. This geological shift revealed vast tracts of land, creating land bridges that connected what are now isolated islands to the Asian mainland. It was across this transformed landscape, a landmass scientists call Sundaland, that the first chapter of human history in the Philippines was written. The earliest humans arrived in these islands more than 70,000 years ago, far earlier than we once believed. These were not sailors or farmers, but resilient hunter-gatherers, small nomadic groups who lived in harmony with the rhythms of nature. Their lives were a constant journey, following herds of game and the seasonal availability of wild plants. They possessed an intimate knowledge of their environment, crafting simple but effective stone tools for hunting, butchering, and processing materials. Their world was one of immediate survival, a testament to human adaptability in the face of profound environmental change. These pioneers were the first to witness the unique flora and fauna of the archipelago, the first to find shelter in its caves, and the first to leave their mark, however faint, upon the land. They were the deep ancestral roots, from which all subsequent chapters of this vibrant, complex human story would grow. These early people survived through hunting, fishing, and gathering plants, adapting to island life in harsh environments. Thousands of years later, skilled seafarers arrived from Taiwan and Southeast Asia bringing farming, pottery, weaving, and advanced boat building. These migrants mixed with earlier inhabitants, forming the foundation of today's Filipino people. Long before the arrival of foreign powers, the islands were a vibrant tapestry of independent, self-sufficient communities known as barangays. The name itself, derived from the word for a boat, balangay, echoes the seafaring origins of the people who settled these lands. Each barangay was a complete socio-political unit, typically comprising 30 to 100 families, led by a chieftain called a datu. Life was governed by a sophisticated social structure and a system of laws. At the top were the datu and the nobility, followed by freemen, and then dependents. This was not a rigid caste system, but a fluid hierarchy where one's status could change. Far from being isolated, these communities were cosmopolitan hubs. Filipino mariners navigated the vast seas, establishing robust trade networks that connected them with merchants from as far as China, Arabia, and the rest of Southeast Asia. They exchanged gold, pearls, and local produce for porcelain, silk, and metals, creating a dynamic and prosperous society deeply connected to the wider world. Just as the Filipino people evolved, so did their languages. Early Filipinos spoke Austronesian languages. As communities became isolated on different islands, languages slowly changed and evolved. This is why the Philippines has over 180 languages, including Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, Waray, and Kapampangan. Filipinos even had their own writing systems. The Laguna copperplate inscription proves writing existed over 1,000 years ago. Spanish colonization introduced new words, religion-based terms, and the Latin alphabet. Many Spanish words became part of everyday Filipino speech. American rule introduced English, which became the language of education, government, and global connection. Today Filipino is based mainly on Tagalog but enriched by regional languages, Spanish words, and English expressions. The Filipino people evolved through migration, adaptation, and resilience. Their languages evolved through isolation, trade, and colonization. What Filipino language do you speak? Let us know in the comments.